Good.
Any differences in a game like this, yes or no?
No, not what I mean. As far as what we do, no. We went through what we need to focus on with ourselves, very light. Went through some things with them. Obviously, they're a unique matchup and a really difficult matchup. And so there's certain things you certainly have to emphasize a little more.
It's always been relatively the same last few years. Obviously, if we get coaches a different way, you've seen these additions.
You know, I think every team goes through their ups and downs of the season. They look like they're playing at an elite level right now. And I think that anytime you add a guy like that, and he's on a minutes restriction still, or at least he's playing limited minutes, it just looks like everybody's got a little bit more bounce in their step. And so they're tough. And I don't know that I've seen them play better during any regular season stretch since maybe the year they won 73.
How is Kyrie and also Al today?
Great.
Coach, how do you sort of these guys?
Yeah, you have to. First of all, you have to run good offense. You have to get good shots. You get beat in transition. You get beat on leak outs. You get beat at the rim. You're in trouble. It opens up everything else. So you got to get good shots. You got to be opportunistic, but also poised when their opportunities aren't there. And then on the other end of the court, you just have to be as solid as possible. We always talk about the threes make everybody say ooh and ah, and they're going to get some of them, but they just kill you with layups. You give up layups, it just opens up the whole rest of the game.
With everything that you guys have been trying to accomplish here the last few years, how much are they sort of the standard for what you guys are trying to reach in terms of style?
Over the last few years, they're the standard for the whole NBA.
Yeah.
But it's not about the style of play. It's just about they've put together a great group that fits each other well, that plays great together, and has played great defense and great offense. And you can't emulate them necessarily because their guys are unique in what they do. You have to play to your strengths as a group, and there are some things defensively that you take and that you look at as something that you may apply to your team. Some things offensively, but there are some things that don't fit too. So, but as far as like a standard for the league, I mean, they've clearly 3 out of the last 4 years being champions and being on the doorstep of the fourth before Kyrie hit that shot. Like it's pretty incredible.
It seems like you've used Marcus as a screener for Kyrie more often lately. What kind of encouraged you to do that more?
I think obviously sometimes it's matchup based. A lot of teams switch that. Some teams don't. Marcus can then either pop and play in the seam or roll and play out of the seam and pass or rebound. And Marcus has a good sense for the game. So even though he doesn't play that position a lot, it's something that he's very good at. But it's much more based on who he's being guarded by than necessarily it's him. It's amazing.
Is this the best that you've seen him this year?
I don't think that's fair to say that about him. He's been so special so long. I think he continuously gets better, and yes, you want to certainly say that, but it's the same guy that gave us 41 and 3 the playoff a couple years ago, game 4. He's an incredible player, and hats off to him for getting another All-Star game. Six All-Star games by the time he's 26, so it's pretty special. And, it's not easy for these guys to, and we talk about this all the time, put on that cape every day, and when you're that consistent and that good for that long, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of focus, and hats off to him.
Tatum kicking forwards.
What is a forward?
Well,
what is that? Is that like the front court?
he finished behind like Giannis and Embiid. Yeah, he's the front court.
Yeah, I think Tatum's a really good player that has a great upside, and has already been obviously a guy that's achieved enough to be in those conversations, which is positive.